All right, hello Inner Circle family. This is a quick video. Um, Somebody was asking recently how to set up conversions on Facebook. The thing is, if Facebook doesn't know if you've made a sale, it can't optimize. In other words, it can't start to serve your ad to the right kind of people, the kind of people that buy from you. So we have to, we got to tell Facebook essentially when a sale has happened. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show it in ClickFunnels because I think that's what everybody should be using. But you should be able to, translate this to something else if you're using Kartra, if you're using One Shopping Cart or anything else. It'll be a pretty similar kind of a thing. The first thing you have to do if you haven't done it yet, and I really highly suggest you do this on every single website that you have, on every page that you have, is you have to install your Facebook Pixel. The Pixel is that little piece of code that Facebook uses to track people on your website. So if you come up here to Ads Manager, click on the link, you'll notice that one of the, for me it's under frequently used, but Pixels is here under Measure and Report Events Manager. So if you click on Pixel, that'll take you to the Pixel page. And then I'll just make this as simple as I possibly can. You may come in here and find out that you don't have a pixel made yet if you haven't made one. All you have to do is click the Create Pixel button and give it a name. Like I think mine is just called Michael's Pixel. It's super, super simple. So like if you look here, Facebook Pixels. So we need to get, actually it's been a while since I've been in here, so we need to get pixels. So up here in the upper left-hand corner, if you have a pixel, you'll notice that there's a link here, and there's a pixel ID. If you click that link, I think this is going to take us where they've changed everything since the last time I've been here. This is a lesson learned. Run through your tutorial before you record it. Let's see. Here we go. So now that I clicked on that pixel name up in the upper left-hand corner, it's taken me in and showing like, here's all my pixel data. So this is actually really cool. You can see like all the stats on a day-to-day basis of how many page views you got, how many, this is, really valuable information. 46,000 page views, 523 pixels initialized, 322 leads. There's all kinds of data in here that's very cool. So the first thing you want to do though is you want to click this little setup button up here in the corner. And it's going to say, select a setup method. Do you want to use an integration manager? No. Do you want to manually install the code yourself? Yes. Or the third option is, do you want to email instructions to a developer? If you've got somebody who's working on your website for you, you can click this button, put in their email, and then Facebook will email instructions to them. But for this tutorial, we're going to click on manually install yourself. And so the first thing it says is to locate the header code on your website. We'll skip that for a second because I'll show you where to find that in ClickFunnels. The second thing you do is you copy the entire pixel code and paste it into the website header. Okay, so you just click this, it'll copy it to the clipboard. Then you flip over to your ClickFunnels page. Okay, and this is, you have to do this on every single funnel. Unfortunately, there's no global header that you can, I wish there was, but there's no global header. So this is one of our Learn Hypnosis live funnels. I'll show you how to do it here. Up in the upper right-hand corner, click on Settings, and this is the settings for the entire funnel. Okay, so inside here, there is a header area and a body area that you can paste JavaScript code into like this. And so this one right here under Head Tracking Code, this is where you want to paste your Facebook Pixel code. Okay, so you would just paste that in there, right, just like that. Now, one of the things that I do, this is just kind of a little ninja trick for you. On Windows, I use this program called Breevy. And Breevy is basically a shortcut. For example, if I type the word BDMSG, it immediately expands to wishing you the happiest birthday, transformdestiny.com, and it puts in their birthday thing. I've got all these little shortcuts in here so that I don't have to remember all kinds of complicated things. So every time I set up a Facebook funnel, or sorry, a ClickFunnels funnel, I've got a little short code that I type, which is FBPXL, FBPIXL, and watch, it just magically types in my pixel code for me. I've got hundreds of these little shortcuts because I don't remember, like for example, my Google Analytics code over here. If I type GA script, then it expands that out, and I can. So these are things that I put into every single funnel, and I want to make sure that they're that they're always there, that they're easily accessible. So that's how I do it, is with that little shortcut editor. I know there is one on Mac. I think it's called TextExpand, but on Windows it's called Breevy, Breevy, and a very cool little app, and it's very affordable. So basically, once you paste in this pixel code, now you're going to scroll down. You're going to say Save and Update Settings, okay, and then that's going to take you back to your main page. Now, every page on that funnel can track Facebook users who land on your web page. As long as they're logged into Facebook, then Facebook knows who they are even if you don't, which is very, very powerful. Now, let's talk about the second part of this. How do we tell Facebook, now that Facebook is tracking people on the website, how do we inform Facebook that a sale has happened? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to come up to the hamburger menu again. We're going to go down to All Tools, and just under Pixels here, you want to come to Custom Conversions. Okay, Custom Conversions. This is where you inform Facebook that a conversion has happened on your website. There's two ways to measure conversions, by the way. One way is called standard events, but standard events require programming, and you don't want to have to program, right? So this is the easier way to do it, which is called custom conversion. And if as soon as this loads, you'll see I have a bunch of custom conversions in here for different funnels. For example, webinar registrations that have happened in the last few days, and people who've bought Learn Hypnosis at Home. This was a day ago. So you can see these little sales are sort of firing off here. So here's how you do it. You click Create a Custom Conversion. And it basically, what they're going to do is they're going to look at all the pages that people visit on your website. So what you want to do is you want to tell Facebook which page in your funnel indicates that a person has purchased something. Okay, so they're going to look at all URL traffic that comes through your website. And what you're going to say is, if the URL contains the following words, then that means a sale happened. Okay, so let's flip back over to our funnel. I've got a standard funnel here. I've got a sales page, an order form, an order confirmation form, a thank you page, and then I've got a couple of pages that I switch to when it's sold out. But let's see, which one of these pages indicates a sale? Well, is it the sales page? No, they're just reading copy on that page. Is it the order form? No, because that's the form that they fill out before they purchase. So the one that we want is the order confirmation. The only way somebody can get to order confirmation is if they successfully place an order. So I'm going to click on that step. Okay. And what we want to do is we want to give Facebook the URL of that page. Now here's where it gets a little deceptive. You might think that this is the URL right here, but this is actually the URL for the funnel step itself. Each page that you have in a funnel step, because you can create split tests where Facebook will, ClickFunnels will test two different pages with a variation. Each one of those pages has its own URL. So when somebody goes to this URL here, it actually forwards them to this URL or that URL or however many split test variants you have. So what we want to do is we want to get this exact page URL. The way you do it is this. Click on the gear, and then under the gear, you've got path. This thing right here is a unique page name. Just copy this. That's the page name. That's all we need. So we go back over to Facebook and we say, if the URL contains LHL Los Angeles confirmation, that means the person has made a purchase. Now, specifically for this one, I'm going to call this one Learn Hypnosis Live Los Angeles purchase, we'll call it, right? So this is specifically for the Los Angeles event. Select category. What kind of a conversion is this? Because there's a lot of different conversions, right? You could get a new lead. You could have somebody view a piece of content, like a blog article that you want them to see. You could have them complete a registration, like on a webinar. Well, this specific kind of conversion for this one is a purchase, right? So I'm going to click purchase, and then Facebook's going to say, what is the value of that purchase? And it's optional. You can leave it out, but we charge $297 for that live event. And it's $297. You have to put the zeros in there. I always forget that. No periods. They don't let you put periods. For some reason you've got, and they show you a little preview down here of what it looks like. That's how I always catch myself. But so $297 is the value. Now I'm going to click create. Okay. Now I have a brand new custom conversion. Now, if I'm creating a brand new ad, let's go up here and click the create ad button. This is how this gets used. Once the custom conversion is there, And by the way, even if you don't use the custom conversion in an ad, Facebook still benefits from that because they start creating psychological profiles of who your buyers are, which is fantastic, right? Let's see, that's an ad that I never ran, so I'm going to start that over. So here's basically what we do now. When I'm in here creating a brand new Facebook ad, instead of using things like traffic, which is dumb clicks, right? I can now switch to smart clicks, which is called conversions, and basically tell Facebook, I want to measure my ad result by conversions, how many conversions we get on each one. I'll call this test LHL. All right, now I'm going to continue. Facebook's going to ask me some questions, and one of the questions that they're going to ask is, as soon as this pops up, now notice there's a conversion section here, right? They're going to basically say, you're telling us you want us to optimize for conversion, so which conversion should we use? So in that case, you click on this little drop down arrow here. Now that conversion hasn't received any sales in the last few minutes, so it's going to be probably down here at the bottom. It's red because it hasn't been confirmed yet, but there it is, LHL Los Angeles purchase. Now if I click that, this ad now knows every time a sale has been made, and Facebook can optimize who it's showing the ads to, who's getting clicks, all that kind of stuff. And that is where the real power in Facebook is. It's very, very, very powerful. Now, here's another thing, very similar to the custom conversions. I know you guys have heard me talk about this quite a bit, but I'm just going to, since I'm already recording the video, I'm just going to show you this really quick. Once you have your Facebook pixel on your web page, you can come up here to Tools, and you can go to Audiences under Assets. Asset is a perfect word for audience, right? So if I come in here, you'll notice, by the way, that when we come in here, I have tons of custom audiences because these custom audiences are so powerful. And I'll just give you a little preview of what can be done with this. Let's say I want to sell NLP sales. Let's say that I want to sell people my NLP sales program. And specifically, I don't want to go out and just advertise to strangers because I know that that's going to be a lower conversion. What I want to do is I want to advertise to anybody who visited this page in the past but didn't purchase. Okay, so that would be basically my customers who've looked at it and any strangers who found it in Google and they just happened. But now, if a person's on Google and they're searching for NLP sales training and they find my site, chances are they're looking to buy one. They're looking to buy an NLP sales training. So that means that they're a hot audience, or at the very least warm. So what I'm going to do is on my URL, I don't know if you can see the URL on this video recording here. Let me stretch this out a little bit so you can see it because I think it's out of the recording space. On the URL, what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to copy just the page name. So this would just be like the name.html or name.php, name.asp, whatever kind of technology you're using. I'm not copying any of the rest of this junk here. We don't want the domain name. We don't want the folder. We want just the page name, which is online NLP sales training.asp. I'm going to copy that. Then I'm going to flip back over to audiences and watch. I'm going to go create custom audience. This is how simple this stuff is. It's so simple. I'm going to say that I want to create an audience from website traffic, people who visited my website. Okay. I'm going to include people who meet any of the following conditions. I don't want all website visitors. I want people who visited a specific web page. Bam. Paste in my page. Hit tab. How many days back do I want to go? By the way, Facebook is, once you have your pixel on your website, Facebook is always recording. So even if I'm making this custom audience today, I can say I want anybody that visited it in the last 180 days because my pixel's been on the page for 180 days. More than that, way more than that. So 180 days is the farthest back you can go, which is a half a year. This will actually build a list. So I'll call this NLP sales visitors 180 days and say create custom audience. Now, custom audience was created. It's going to take a while to populate, right? Facebook's going to go back into their database now. They're going to look at the last 180 days and say, who visited Michael's sales page in the last 180 days, right? Now, we could actually get more complicated than this. I'm trying to keep it simple. But you could actually, inside that custom audience, you could add another condition that says, I want to build an audience of people who saw the landing page but who didn't buy. Right? Remember we got that confirmation page from the last one that said this is a conversion? Well, if I get to confirmation page for my NLP sales training, of all the people who bought, then I can subtract that from this audience, and what it would leave is only the people who didn't buy. Right now, this is just an audience of anybody who read the page, whether they bought or not. But if I'm going to create an ad for a product, it's a waste of money to advertise to people who already bought the product, right? So I can actually, you can actually add more conditions to this and make it even more powerful. This is an audience that I just created recently, which is people who are disengaged on our list. They're not unsubscribed, but they're also not active. So these are people who are not opening and clicking emails. So one way to get them re-engaged is to advertise to them something on Facebook, which will then get them to buy something, and now they'll start paying more attention to the emails again. That's scientifically proven, right? Statistically proven, I should say. Now, the one thing is that Facebook, since they got slapped down for all the privacy stuff, they no longer show you how big these custom audiences are. So don't freak out if it says not available. It doesn't mean that your audience isn't available. It just means the size. They're not telling you how big your custom audiences are because they had people abusing that data. So, but there's really, really powerful things you can do. And this is part of, in Marketing to Profit, which we have coming up in September. This is a big part of what I talk about with the return path, right? Getting those people who come to your website, but they don't opt in, they don't buy anything. So they basically have slipped away. You have no idea who they are, but Facebook knows who they are. And so custom audiences is the way to do that. So that was a little tangent there, but I think it was an important one just to show you how easy it is to create custom audiences. And if you have any questions on this or anything else, Pixels, just shoot me a text. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. Bye.